All right, here it is, another episode of The Grail, and it is that time of year. It is the watch episode, and that means my main man, Kevin Christy, is here today.
Hi.
And we are still fucking nerds over watches, freaks over watches, actually, and you cannot wear them because you get robbed now. So we just look at them.
They're paperweights that you keep in your house because you're afraid of getting robbed on Melrose.
It's fucking crazy what is going on.
You will be followed home. If you live in Los Angeles, you will be followed home and you will be robbed in your garage.
Yeah, just saw that watch dealer. Some dude from Texas moved out here, and he's some big internet guy, Instagram guy. Like, look at this, the fucking, blah, blah, blah. And 4 guys with guns Saturday night just went in his house. He was laying in bed drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, give us the briefcases. And he was so drunk, he's like, get out of here, Bill. I'm sleeping on myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're like, nah, here's some guns. And, man, it is a sad, sad world we live in. And also you and I have loved watches when they were fucking not $1 zillion in the gray market, and they were fun and enjoyable. And as much as I hate it, I still love it.
Yeah, I still love looking at them, and I still want like a nice one, but you're just, the reality of wearing it is like, well, why do I have this if I literally can't wear it in public? Yeah. Or you can wear it like specific places, but like I don't feel safe wearing it to the mall.
Nope.
Like just anywhere where there's a lot of people, because someone's like, I'll follow you home for that. So like I don't really even have an expensive one anymyle, really.
I'm a double whammy. I've got the dog they're stealing, the French Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're after you.
And then they, if I have a watch on, then they'll be like, hey, this is a twofer. We're getting a dog and a watch today.
I told you I just bought a new watch I got it on a site from Japan, and it's not expensive at all. But it's become, watch collecting to me has become just buy what you like. Like it has nothing to do with kind of smaller companies, less money, just buy things that you like the looks of, because the kind of status watch has just become, honestly, like a liability.
Well, that is why I think 2 reasons why this Omega combo collab
with
Swatch, which is Swatch has such a great history. With me, there's pictures of me back in the old days hanging with Guns N' Roses, wearing 2.
Yeah.
I always wore 2.
I will always think Swatches are cool because I was a kid in the 80s and I wanted the white one. You wanted like a white one and a pink one. Yeah. Like Swatch is fucking cool. I love a cheap Swatch. They're I have the Bauhaus one. Like, I love them. They're
I love
cool.
Jellyfish. That was mine.
They're great.
Yeah.
A clear one. Like, they're just a cool watch that's not expensive, that looks fun. I'm a big fan. Always been a big fan. Always will be a fan.
So that was kind of a fucking rad collab out of nowhere last week.
So surprising.
So they dropped this, and even some of my friends on Instagram, one of them is a girl that is a big John Mayer fan. She goes, I work at the mall right next door to Swatch in San Fran. They're only selling them at Swatch stores. The LA Swatch store is gone.
They're all closed, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes, I will pick you one up. And then my buddy Steve McDonald was like, I'll go down there. I want to get a couple. You can only get 2 at a time. So what color you want? I go, I pick out the 4 I want, and if you could get any of these.
Yeah.
I wanted the Earth one. I wanted the quote-unquote Alaska Project Mars model.
Yeah.
And then I wanted the pink one and the turquoise.
I want Saturn and the moon.
Yeah. So I was fired up, and then the entire Instagram explodes with this.
It was a mess.
It was a mess.
It was a mess. It was like one of those things they had no idea what they had started in the watch world. People lost their shit. And it didn't matter that it's not limited edition. It is not limited. And it's $260. People lost their mind, and there were thousands and thousands of people lined up. Oh. Probably mostly flippers.
Yeah, it was flippers. And Steve, he got down there.
Shout out to Steve, my most loyal Instagram follower.
Yeah, there you go. And he did a video, and the line was about 1 mile actual long, of over 1,000 people. And he interviewed a couple people, and they go, we got in line yesterday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And stayed the night out there in this gnarly times out there. You know?
I hope, once Swatch catches up to the demand, I hope it's a watch you just see everyone having.
Yeah.
Because it's inexpensive, it's cool, it looks like Speedmaster, it costs, 1/50th price or something? It's so inexpensive. To me, even, I've seen some, high-end watch people making fun of it, but I love that there is just a very inexpensive entry-level watch for people who just like watches and don't want to spend $5,000 and then risk getting robbed.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's a really smart thing for Swatch and Omega to have done, to be honest. And I think it starts a lot of people maybe into watch collecting that weren't going to get into it. They're I could never afford it. And now they have, because when you buy kind of a different version of something, you want the other one.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So every person who gets that Moonwatch is now going to start saving up for an Omega, and it's some of the most brilliant marketing I've ever seen.
Well, my swatches were just on the wrist until I could, get a James Bond Rolex sub. That was what it was for years. If I ever get a little money, at the time they're $3,500.
Yeah.
If I ever get a little money, man, I'm gonna get I'm getting the sub.
Yeah.
And what's amazing about the Omega was I have not been an Omega guy my entire life. And you were.
I started. That's
right.
where I started.
Yep. And in the last 3 years, it's probably my favorite watch ever.
Well, they're not. To me, they cost what they should cost.
Right.
They are the price of them, especially the older ones. I specifically look at the older ones. Their cost to me is accurate for what the watch is, what the watch kind of how durable it is, how accurate it is. It's just a great watch you can wear every day. I love the old 60s Seamasters, old 60s Speedmasters. I love a Speedmaster Mark II, which to me is the best value. You get a great movement. It's a big, chunky, cool metal watch. You get the Speedmaster dial.
Looks 70s.
It looks 70s. I think those watches are great. They're in and around $3,000.
Yeah.
So you get a really nice watch with a really great movement. I just love Omega. I always have.
I love them, and I think what's slowly going to happen with Omega is, which by the way, look at Gertie.
Just laid out in the sun.
Laid out in the sun.
Full Palm Springs moment.
Just full Gertie, my dog, just out there. What I think is going to happen with Omega, and it's taken a while actually for it to happen, is a lot what happened with Ferrari and Porsche. So Ferraris were this price, and then they just out of everybody's range. So that's like Patek and AP. And then they go to Porsche, and that would be Rolex, and they're like, oh, I'm into Porsche. And now, the 911s are too much. Then it was the 912. Now 914 no one wanted. Now the 928s and 944s. That's eventually what's going to happen. People are going to be like, well, you know what? Why are these Omegas only $4,000 and $5,000?
Well, that's what we've seen with Rolex. It's like a Rolex Datejust was hands down the easiest watch to get kind of in the world.
Yeah.
There are literally millions of them. And now the new ones are over retail like it's like an exotic, hard to get wristwatch when that was just their staple sell to everybody watch.
Yeah.
And
we don't need to slam on it because this is I think our fifth one of these or whatever. We don't need to slam on the gray market. We know you can't get watches.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And if you want a watch, you pay the price.
Yeah.
If not, you just don't get one. And there's a ton of options now.
I mean, you're paying for flash. When you want a Rolex, an AP, a Patek, you're paying for status, you're paying for flash. So guess what? That comes at a premium now. Before you could get away with it, now you can't. So it just costs what it costs.
There's tons of options now that are not hard to get that I think are superior watches. And
also, if you're a big Gerard Genta fan, buy an old Constellation. He designed it.
Yeah.
He designed that pie pan dial Constellation. It's a small watch, 34 millimeter, but if you want a dress watch, you have a Gerard Genta design.
Yep.
So he designed a lot of watches that aren't APs that cost $1 billion.
Yeah.
So look, he did that Universal Geneve, the black and white one. Like that one, I forget what it's called. Like there's a lot out there to collect. And I think that's what I like about this whole Rolex boom is now a lot of people, because they have to look at other companies, are learning more about the kind of whole world.
I'm starting to fall in love with stuff like this. I've never seen this in my life, and I fucking love it. All of a sudden, I'm like this Vacheron fan.
Oh, yeah. What are those called?
It's called the Dual Time.
Yeah.
And this watch, I like more than anything I've seen in a long time.
When I first got into watches, I would look at those all the time because I loved VC, and I thought that watch was really tough looking.
Oh, my God.
It's just all metal. Like, it's got a cool bezel, a cool dial. It just looks tough, and it's sharp and edge. There's all kinds of edges and shit. Like, it's a cool-looking watch.
And right here, this guy says, wears better than the Patek Travel Time. And I wonder if these are hard to get.
I think they've gotten a little harder, but you can get them. I don't think they're like overpriced like other, like, you know, an AP is. I think you can probably get them for retail.
I fucking love that. And then, like I said, I'm in love with Omega. And my life now seems to gear around Omega and Tudor. What are these guys doing? Because they're accessible. Look, Tudor comes out with something. It's only hard to get for about 3 months. And then 100% guarantee you can walk into a shop and get it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how Tudor is. And then Omega, you can get their every one of their watches right now, except for the Snoopy.
Moon, because Omega is such a huge company,
right?
They make lots and lots and lots of watches, so nothing's really like difficult to get. And there's so many versions of everything.
So they released watches today, and I didn't have time to dig into the history of, now it's called Watches and Wonders, which was Basil. What do you know? Did you?
I think it's the Rolex. This is the thing Rolex broke off to do. It's only like Rolex, I think Patek, JLC released a new watch,
right? And
then Tudor,
right? Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's not Basil, I guess.
Right, yeah, because you know, all of a sudden it's just called Watches and Wonders.
Yeah, I didn't dig into it either because it kind of came out of nowhere. I just saw literally yesterday I saw like Rolex released tomorrow. I was like, oh shit! Like I was gonna text you because I didn't think you knew either.
It was so weird. I was like, what is this? So they, you know, dropped watches, and we all loved when they do that.
It's exciting.
And so the first one that I saw that came up my feed this morning at 6 a.m. was this Tudor Black Bay Pro, 39 millimeter. It's basically a combination of a GMT type of Explorer 2.
Yeah, it looks like I believe it's the Explorer 2 1655.
Right, exactly.
Which had the orange hand. It's the McQueen, even though you've never seen McQueen wear it.
Right.
It has that design, and it has that cool steel bezel with the numbers. It's pretty great looking. My thing is, what I'm curious is, so Tudor and Rolex aren't technically connected anymore, really.
Right.
But then Tudor just keeps making, like, Rolex tribute models.
Well, they're in the same building in New York, and it's definitely something where they do all their
heritage stuff.
No, more like, you know, it's heritage,
product development.
Yeah, because there was big rumors of this titanium yacht master coming, because that boat guy, a famous yacht dude, has been wearing this for 2 years, and it didn't come out, which is, I was kind of surprised, but that'll eventually come, because, you know, they have the titanium, the fucking fixed lug Pelagos now.
Yeah.
And that's what this Rolex is supposed to be, this fixed lug titanium yacht master.
Does it have a steel bracelet, or is it rubber?
It was rubber from what the guy's wearing. So that didn't come out. But anyway, we'll get to the Rolex movements in a minute. But Tudor really smoked it. And I'm sorry to say, but Tudor, to me, has really killed the regular Black Bay market, because the 58s fit and wear unbelievable.
The size is
the size and
this
the body.
Honestly, I'm looking at that picture. That's just a cool looking watch.
Come on, dude, and you can get the rubber band or the NATO or the steel. I would get the steel and buy the other two.
Rubber band.
Of course,
I hate rubber bands.
I love the rubber band.
But that steel one just looks clean as shit.
Come on, dude.
It's simple.
And
I mean, I love that Explorer to me.
Yeah.
The Rolex one to me is the most undervalued watch.
Yeah.
The original ones are like 25 grand or something. That to me is the coolest looking watch out there. I don't understand why they're not in the 50s and 60,000s because they're so rad looking.
Oh, God.
I love them so much.
The 70s ones are unreal.
If you're a rich person and you want a Rolex you're not going to see all the time, that's the move.
That's the one you get. Also, I see somebody wearing that. We said it before, and you just go, oh, this guy's fucking badass.
Well, you're like, oh, you have taste.
Yeah.
You like did your research, like you looked around, you got a cool watch.
This thing, I mean, get a good look at that fucking. It's got the rivet band like the 58s do.
Dial is cool.
And it's just beautiful, man.
How thick is the case?
Oh, it's super thin like the Black Bay
good.
58.
Yeah.
It's the same one.
That's my only problem with Tudors is sometimes their cases are real tall.
Well, that's the old cases of the Black Bays and the the hamburger effect.
Yeah.
But if you get into the 58 models, there's no hamburger, and I think eventually they're going to have to the 58 will be their total love.
No, this is a watch I would save up for.
Oh, absolutely.
Like to me, I'm looking at this watch and I'm like, okay, give me a couple years. I'll just like save up a little money here and there. Like put away $100 a month or something.
Yeah.
Try to do that, and then just like this, or make a huge painting, try to sell it, and be like, all right, part of this money is going to getting one of those.
Well, you might also be able to get a used one for like $3,200.
Yeah.
And used
Yeah.
to be fine in a Tudor.
Yeah.
It'd be great. If they got box papers, give it to me all day long.
Yeah, and this is a watch you can just wear. You can wear it all the time. You can bang it up. It'll look better as you bang it up.
Oh, totally.
Also, you put that on a green NATO, it looks bitchin'.
One of the last watches to have a steel bezel.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Although this next watch has a steel bezel. And I'm kind of a big fan of this. I looked at it and I was like,
dude,
this
I
is
got
bullshit.
goosebumps. I like it.
I looked at it and I was like, this is bullshit. And then when I saw the crown guard, I was like, you motherfuckers.
I fucking love it. Now, we're talking about Rolex dropped the Air King a few years ago with the weird clock numbers.
It looked like a speedometer.
Yeah, it looked like a speedometer.
Big old green Rolex logo, like a little too bright. And people didn't know what to think of it at first. And then it became really hard to get like everything else.
Yeah, because it was the last one. You go in and they go like, we don't have anything but the Air King.
Well, it was an Explorer one with more numbers.
Right.
And a green Rolex and a big bright yellow crown logo. It's weird.
It is weird. And I remember my buddy Jacob, he loved it. He's like, I'm thinking about getting the Air King. And then when we went down to the shop, he at the last minute turned. He's like, no, I'm not getting it. And I was
it's pretty bold. And I think it's one of those things where Rolexes are so classic looking, people tend to pull away from anything super weird looking, but there's something about that crown guard added to it that makes it so kind of tough looking.
It's tough. Basically what they did was they took the Air King, they put crown guards, and then they illuminated the numbers, which is great, like the Explorer one.
Yeah.
And this all of a sudden, I fucking love this.
Are the numbers gonna glow blue or green?
They're blue.
That's weird.
I know. Well, they're always blue now, which sucks. I wish they would go back.
They should have done a blue logo then.
I know. Yeah, right.
But I don't know. This watch is cool. That case looks thick as shit.
I think it's just the look because of the
Photoshop.
But I think it's just like the Explorer case, and then it just has.
It's cool, man. 40 millimeters, which is like a little big for me.
Is it 40?
I think it's 40.
I think it's 39, right?
I think it's 40.
Let's see.
All right, I think I looked it up. And
Is
it was
it?
40.
Oh, man.
Or maybe that was the Tudor.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me see here. The Tudor's 39 because it's a Black Bay 58. Here we go. 40 millimeter. You're right.
I mean,
that's a. You know what that is?
It's bigger.
That could be a fucking sub body.
It may be that case, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Right? Whoa.
That's the thing. It's a legit sport watch.
It is.
Like it is a sport watch now. Before it was like, I don't even know how you classify it. I mean, the old Air Kings are obviously very small. They're 34.
Is the one there last year 39?
Yeah. It was the same size as Explorer one.
Right, yeah. It was the same
So the big
watch.
Explorer one.
It was the same watch.
Yeah. And so now they have the 36 millimeter Explorer one. They don't make the 39 anymore. And then Air Kings used to be 34 millimeters or 39.
Right.
And now this 40 is like, this is a real like alternative sport watch. It's a real like alternative to the sub. And the price is a lot less than the retail of the sub now. This is $7,150, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know what a new sub is, like $9.95.
I love this.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, I absolutely love it now.
It looks very tool watch. It's very
does.
techy.
And all they did was made it a little bigger.
Yeah.
The green hand seems to stand out more to me, and then I just love the case notches.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
You won't be able to buy it, but it's cool.
No.
That one, like as soon as I saw that, I was like, that one's $10,000 now.
I know, right?
Like it'll start at $10,000
Yeah.
in the gray market, and it may be up. I could see it going 12 or 13 almost right away.
Right. Now, this no one saw.
This was such a shock.
I've read every quote, everything this morning. No one ever saw a left-handed GMT two-tone green and black bezel.
Yeah.
No one saw this coming.
This is this is Rolex trolling people and being like, hey, we're kind of assholes now.
Yeah. Well, if we saw this, you know, when they do those, that people
That's some
do their,
Photoshop bullshit.
Yeah, they do their mock-ups a month before. You'd go, that ain't happening.
This was some asshole in the like development area. He just turned the case around, shoved the movement in, and was like, why don't we just do this? And they were like, you're a dick. And then someone else was like, no, that's funny.
Dude, and they said only 10%. Are you left-handed, right?
No, I'm right-handed.
Oh, okay, so 10% of the world is left-handed.
But I thought about it. The thing about a big watch like this, right?
Yeah.
So this is 40 millimeters. It's thick. The crown's big. When you wear it on your left hand, if you're right-handed, the crown always digs into your
wrist.
hand
Right.
when you move your hand around. So I was like, well, you can't wind your watch while you're wearing it, but you never you don't get that mark on your hand.
Well, I said immediately when the Pelagos left-handed came out with those faded markers and the red logo.
Yeah.
My buddy got it and he's left-handed, but I go, man, I would wear that all day long because no more crown digging into my wrist.
Also, you know who would wear it is guitar players.
Yeah.
Guitar players, drummers, like people that do stuff with their hands, like musician shit.
Yeah.
Even comics, like if you hold the mic in your left hand,
Yep.
it's out of your way. Panerai makes left-handed watches.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if they make them anymore, but they've definitely made left-handers for people.
This thing, though,
It's cool.
I want this all day long.
It's so stupid, and I was like, I want this immediately.
Yeah, I do too. I would wear it on my left hand.
Yeah.
First of all, the green and black bezel is
The
a home
green
run.
and black is cool.
I fucking love the Starbucks look.
Yeah, dude.
And they brought back the green hand, the GMT the anniversary one, your favorite.
Fucking love the green
Yeah.
hand.
And it's...
You can get it on Jubilee, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on the site. Because I went to the site. I went to the site to see if there was still Milgauss.
Yeah.
And there is.
Still?
They didn't discontinue it. It's
God
still on
damn
the
it.
site. But also, you can get this with the Jubilee for only, I think it's $250 more.
Oh, come on.
Which, by the way, this watch is going to be $25,000 immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Immediately. Like, first of all, you're not getting this for even the people on the list.
Yeah.
See you in 3 years.
Yeah.
But this is $25,000 right now.
And not only that, but if you do get one and you're not left-handed and there's a guy left-handed on the list, he'll be like, you're a dick.
It's like fucking
This was for us.
ableist bullshit.
This is for us.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're left-handed for real and you can prove it, you should be higher on the list.
Yeah. Well,
Only for it's fair. It's
Yeah,
fair.
It is. But I'll tell you what, I fucking love this. And probably they'll use the bezel on a regular one next year, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I just wish they still had an all black bezel.
I just love this bezel.
It's cool.
I love it.
I mean, I love green. I
I'm a
love
green
Rolex
freak.
green. That is like that's their color. So I almost wish they used it more.
It's so great. What's interesting, though, was they went the green bezel and green hand, but they didn't put the GMT in green. Like
Yeah,
on the-
no.
Yeah, which is weird, right?
It's I think at this point Rolex can't catch up.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be minor. We're not going to see a brand new model, like a brand new,
Right.
completely new thing for, I don't know, ever.
Well, a lot of people were predicting, they were hoping it's the 10-year anniversary of the Sky Dweller. Everybody was hoping for a green dial, platinum Sky Dweller.
Yeah, I
10-year
guess.
anniversary.
I mean, I love a Sky Dweller for
Yeah.
sure.
Now, they did this. My favorite watch ever is the Day-Date 40 Platinum.
40, yeah.
And they finally put the fluted bezel on that you love.
Yeah.
Because you always hated it because it has smooth bezel.
Well, the smooth bezel on the big Day-Date to me look too wide.
Yeah, it just looks wrong.
So the fluted bezel breaks it up so it doesn't look too large proportionally, in my opinion.
It looks beautiful now.
Yeah, and I like this bracelet. It feels like the old Day-Date bracelet.
That's my favorite bracelet on the planet.
What's this thing cost?
Oh, it's
The retail's got to be like 50, 60?
I think it's 68. Yeah.
See, if the retail's 68, that means it's going to be 80.
Yeah, and
And unwearable in public.
oh, unwearable.
I'd follow you home to rob you for that.
Yeah.
I went to a tennis match with Francisco. We went to the BNP tennis match because we wanted to see Rafael Nadal. It was amazing.
Yeah.
There were so many people, like tennis people love Rolexes.
Oh, yeah,
There
they
were
do.
Rolexes everywhere. I was like, I just want to wait in the parking lot and rob motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like everyone was kind of drunk. I was like, I could rob people all day long here.
Yeah, these robbers got to get hip to these events.
Oh, dude, tennis events, golf tournaments.
Oh,
Like you guys are wasting your time on Melrose.
F1, Formula
Oh,
1.
dude.
Oh, man.
Forget the Olympics. Like, go there. Everyone's trying to crush a Rolex to show up.
Oh, my God.
There was a guy with a fucking rose gold Daytona, like showing it off. And I was like, I could follow you to your car, put a knife in your back, and I'm in my car driving away 10 seconds later.
Now, Tudor came out with the root beer line.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't care about it at all. At all. I don't care about it. Like,
No, it's fine.
I don't care about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I love two-tone, but I don't love it. The crown is too big to me.
The crown's goony.
Yeah, the crown's too big.
Goony. I'm bringing Goonie back. So just a heads up. Now, this watch,
was a bold move.
I love this watch.
It's great.
I love this watch. I can't even tell you how much I love this watch.
This is a 70s rich guy masterpiece.
I fucking love this. We're talking about the VC.
Vacheron Constantin Les Historiques 222.
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude.
Is that a Genta design?
I
think it may be. I'm not sure though.
Right, I'm gonna look that up because here it is. It says it's the same movement that was used in the Royal Oak and the Nautilus.
Oh, a JLC movement caliber 920, which means that movement is going to be airtight.
Right.
JLC movements are masterpieces.
Well, that's what they
1977 year I was born.
That's what they used in the old ones. Now it's
how big is it?
I think it's your size, dude. It's like something like there's the old one, there's the new one. Look at him. Look at him.
That's nice.
Oh, I think it's 36 millimeter. Here it is. 37.
Fuck. I can't afford this thing.
If they made that in steel, dude.
If they made it in steel, I'd buy it. Well, I still wouldn't be able to. I mean, a steel VC retail it starts at 20 grand.
Does it?
Oh no, VC is very expensive. Their base level watches are in the 20s. Yeah, they're like Patek prices or A-Lang prices.
I've never even been into a VC store, and in the last 3 weeks, I've sent you over 3 on Instagram that have just blown me away.
They maintain that they're the very first wristwatch company.
Really?
That they were. I think their thing is like they're the first company to make to be doing manufactured wristwatches.
Wow.
Before it was all pocket watches, and I think that their kind of historic claim to fame is that they were the first.
Well,
they make fucking great watches.
I'll tell you what. It's become a
Their
brand.
old ones are beautiful. That watch is so cool.
This watch is so cool. It is straight up. If you love Saturday Night Fever and cocaine in the 70s like I do, this is the only watch you should be
Buy
wearing.
this watch, get a white Porsche, get a bunch of cocaine, and drive off a cliff on Mulholland.
Just cruise around Sunset Strip going, hey.
Blast Guns N' Roses.
Fuck yeah.
Blue Oyster Cult.
How about the band?
The bracelet looks like a Nautilus bracelet, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just it's cool looking. Man.
And then, it's all front loaded.
Yeah.
So this bezel is notched and it screws off and it all drops in there. There's no back.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, which is crazy.
What's it cost? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. I got to look it up. Let's see.
Nope.
No, we'll have to find out what it costs. I'm curious too because, oh my God, I do play the lottery. And
I mean, honestly, it's so unrecognizable as far as like watches people know.
Right.
It may be safe to wear.
Yeah, because people might think it's just some dumb...
Well, it's small.
Yeah, and
you
some
know?
dumb fucking toy watch.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like it almost looks like something you'd be wearing at Coachella.
Yeah.
That you got down at the fucking, you know.
It looks like a Michael Kors maybe, just like a
Right, it
watch.
does.
And the small size, it could fit a woman or a man.
It's unreal. Now, next up,
That watch is cool.
I did not like these Pateks, the dials.
It's weird.
It's Shinola.
Yeah, it's well, I've said this in the last decade. Patek dials look like they're only designed in a CAD program.
Yeah.
They don't have any. There's no grace to them, and there's kind of no refined. This is going to sound hyper pretentious. There's no poetry to the dial.
Yeah, you're right.
It looks like a human hand did not touch this. And that is unfortunate because old Patek dials have just there's a proportional grace to them that you don't get with these dials. Those numbers are too big. Yeah. They're too close to the center, and the like little indexes are too big. I love a minute track and I love a moon phase more than anything, but I don't like Arabic numerals with a moon phase. It's not classic looking enough.
Yeah, it's not at all.
I mean, I love the JLC Master Ultra Thin moon phase more than anything, but they don't put Arabic numerals on it because they're so big. Those numbers are like, look at that 5, the 5 and the 7.
Yeah,
it's eating up the moon phase.
It is,
and it's bigger than the date window.
Yep. And the weird part is they went with this kind of Shinola kind of aged dial.
Yeah, it's not good.
Ooh, it is.
Well, it looks cheap, and that watch is probably $50,000.
I know, man. Look at it. You know, I do like the side of the case.
The side of the case is cool.
The side of the case is cool, but look at it.
It looks like a sport model.
If it had a better dial, this watch would be sick.
Well, look, I saw the picture of it, and I was like, okay, if this watch didn't have a moon phase, it just had Arabic numerals, and it was stainless steel.
Right.
It would be their coolest entry-level watch.
Well,
right?
It's like that one John Mayer loves, you know, that one that just looks like a classic school clock. I love that one.
Yeah. But this thing, it's probably platinum or something, or white gold.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't need an annual calendar and a moon phase and Arabic numerals. It's just kind of a mess.
I can't go the dial. It just looks like
I don't know why you do that with the dial.
Like old gritty clay.
A matte dial to me doesn't go with a moon phase.
Nah. No, it doesn't. You're so
And
right.
it's big.
Yeah, it's big.
It's made to be on a leather strap, and 40 millimeters is too big.
That's 41.
Yeah, that's too big for that watch.
Yeah, it's white gold. And they call this the granular charcoal gray dial.
I mean, it's got to be big because it does have a lot of complications in it. It's a home time. It's a moon phase, so you need a big case. But to me, it's just like it's a bunch of things put together that don't belong together.
And then they did this one, which is the plain one.
That to me, okay. If this was steel and it was 38 millimeters, it'd be a masterpiece. It'd be so perfect. And if it was like, I don't know what their entry level steel watch would cost, it'd probably be $20,000, right? $18,000.
Right.
But if you're kind of rich, or you're just really successful, like a lawyer or something, and you make like, I don't know, $200,000 a year, you could be like, you know what, I can do that.
Yeah.
But this thing is probably a fortune.
I can't stand the.
It just has the date. It has the date and the time. Yeah.
And then you see how this looks like it's cut in here.
Yeah.
Oh man, the name is. I just can't take the dial texture at all. It looks like Shinola, man.
It's Shinola or Victorinox. Like it's like a mall watch.
It is a mall watch, dude.
But to me, their dials have looked like mall watches for a decade.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
And it's like, that's fine, but these watches end up in the 50,000, 60, 70,000. Like, that watch better look perfect.
It's just,
if you're going to ask for that kind of money, you need to do a better job. I'm sorry.
I know.
Like Helvetica, try harder, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me a serif font. Like, I need class. At that price, I need class.
Yeah, I do too, man. And that's why I love that platinum one that just looks like a school clock. Now, Grand Seiko came out with some, some stuff here. And I don't know anything about Grand Seiko.
They're just better movements and they're more expensive.
Right.
There's like better finishing and the movements are a little more accurate and complicated.
Yeah. For me, I'd rather have Tudor.
Yeah.
You know?
I like, although that rowing blazers Seiko thing they did, they're cool because the bezel's black and white checkered like Vans.
Oh, wow.
It's like a racing bezel. It's fucking sweet looking.
Oh, man.
They're hard to get because everyone who got one wears it. I don't think anyone's trying to sell it. And it wasn't super expensive, but they're cool. The thing about Grand Seiko is it's for people who really, really care about accuracy.
Oh, yeah?
Because Grand Seikos are so accurate, it's insane.
Whoa,
like
really?
they lose like less than a second.
Whoa.
In fact, they have that contest every year where Swiss watches see who's the most accurate. They don't let Seiko in.
Oh.
Because Japanese movements are tighter. Like they're kind of more accurate. But if you really care, like I care a lot about accuracy.
So
I told
do
you,
I
like
can't-
it really.
I lose my mind. I'm like,
Well, yeah,
this thing's fucking 5 minutes fast.
The reason I bought this old IWC is because the guy listed it. It was like loses 3 seconds a day, and I was like, for a watch that's almost 60 years old, that's insane.
Yeah.
So like, I really care about accuracy. So a Grand Seikos do appeal to me because they're hyper accurate, and that to me for money, and they're not crazy expensive. They're in the probably $3,000 to $5,000 range. But if you really care about a watch that's going to keep perfect time for years and years and years, it's worth it to me.
Yeah, Kia loves them.
Well, some people are neurotic. If you're neurotic and you care about being on time, and you're like, I can't lose 30 seconds a day. That means, because if you lose 30 seconds a day, that means in 4 days, you're 2 minutes behind.
Yeah,
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That drives me insane.
I know. When I first got a watch back in the day, and I found out that they run fast or slow, I was really disappointed. I had no idea. You know, I was like, what? What do you mean?
Old watches, they loosen up. So if you're buying, I haven't had that problem with Rolexes, but when you buy like a 1960s Omega or just anything that's old, like I have an old 60s Hamilton, like a field watch, they lose time. And sometimes they lose up to 30 seconds a day. And in the world of selling old watches, that's not considered like crazy.
No.
Because it's a really old watch.
Yep.
And you can get them fixed up and tightened, but it's kind of, there's a reason they're less expensive because they don't carry the accuracy as well.
It's so weird. I had no idea.
But yeah, Grand Seikos are accurate as hell.
No, the Rolex site's acting like everybody and their mom's on it right now. But this
was a wacky release for Rolex.
This was really weird here. I actually kind of like this. They call it the Falcon's Eye.
Okay.
Did you see the dial on that?
Whoa, weird.
Yeah, right?
It's all just kind of scratched up in the middle?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a blue, scratch up or something.
I almost feel like they just photoshopped that to show you that it's like, does like a shiny thing.
I don't know. It's called the Falcon's Eye. I'm trying to see it on the website, but of course it doesn't fucking...
What is it made out of, did they say? Falcon Eye dial in white gold alongside a new... I wonder if it's just a kind of metal that reflects and they couldn't get it to look right in a photograph.
I don't think so, man.
So they just kind of photoshopped what happens. Because there's no way that stripe in the middle is how it looks all the time.
I think that's how it looks. Hold on, let's Google
that's really weird.
I know, right? Falcon's Eye.
Or you just kind of don't. It's like, remember when Omega did those meteorite dials?
Oh, yeah.
Like every one of them's different. Maybe it's like that.
Yeah. And Rolex did the Meteor dial last year.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
Yeah, remember that one?
Was it a Yachtmaster?
It's the GMT. It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. The white
shipped
gold.
up looking one.
Yeah.
It looked like old Bolivian flake cocaine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so weird that we could be being totally lied to. Like, who knows if they're getting real meteorite?
Here's the dial right here. There it is. Look.
Yeah, it's just got like a weird...
It's weird. It looks like a Nine Inch Nails album cover or something.
Yeah, it's just got like a scratchy stripe through the middle.
Isn't that weird? That's got to be the weirdest thing a Rolex has ever used.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's ugly that no one will like until it becomes highly collectible.
Right. They'll be like, ooh, Falcon's Eye.
Yeah.
Falcon's Eye.
This will be the one you got to buy before you get on the list for the GMT.
Yeah, right. It's 18 karat white gold. It's an expensive watch.
Yeah. Yachtmasters,
Yeah.
the only one I really like is the original.
Oh, same here. The Benji.
Yeah.
I love it.
What do they call it? They call it the Bling Mariner.
The Bling Mariner. It's platinum dial.
Middle links, platinum middle links, and then a steel bezel.
Yeah.
But it has red. It says Yachtmaster in red and has a red hand, which I like.
Yeah, I actually love that watch. And then they make this one with the crazy diamonds. Look.
Yeah, the
or
rainbow
rubies
diamonds.
or whatever. Look,
Yeah.
here it is right here. Rubies and shit. I mean, that shit is crazy. Look at that.
I mean, look, I'm a big fan of ridiculous.
Oh, I love this.
Like one of my favorite Rolex is the cheetah print Daytona.
Of course.
It's just
the Steven Tyler.
yeah. If you're like for rich people, okay. I don't love rich people, but if you're really rich, I kind of think you're obligated to do things that are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like a ridiculous watch.
Yeah.
If you're gonna spend a shit ton of money anyways. So to me, buy something truly ridiculous. That's funny. And it shows you're kind of like fun as opposed to just austere, uptight, selling shit to people that'll kill them.
Yeah.
Like it makes you seem like it's like rich people that collect a lot of cool art. It's like you have the money, you should do the right thing with it.
You've got to do it, And the cheetahs are going for big money now.
They should. They're funny, dude.
Oh, and they are crazy, man. I was looking for, somebody said, I'd go cheetah, find me one. And I looked for them, I go, dude.
Well, they used to be like 35 grand.
Yeah, now they're like 80.
I mean, it's a ridiculous watch.
It's so
I think they're
crazy.
really funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think the band's leather. It's like vinyl with cheetah printed on it. It probably wears out super easy.
It's pretty wild that Rolex, last year we got to look at their releases, was the OPs in all the colors.
Yeah.
And those are going for fortunes right now. Red
Yeah.
one's 20 grand. A turquoise
Crazy.
is 35 grand.
Yeah, that's insane.
And yellow is like 19. So, and then they did a couple things here and there. But this year, man, some kind of radical stuff.
It's pretty weird. I think they've just realized they can't catch up when it comes to like manufacturing developments. Really, they're not going to make a new model.
Yeah.
So they're just like, well, what can we do? They have to do something every year. So like, they did a 31 millimeter date gesture. Like, all right,
Yeah.
yes, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
But that fucking Air King and that left-handed GMT and the weird ass fucking Yachtmaster right there, that's all like kind of radical shit for
It's
them.
basically collage.
Yeah.
Like, they're going into the
Oh,
room. They're like, all right, what can
Yeah.
we mix and
Yeah.
match here?
Yeah.
We have these colors we know how to make now. We have these cases.
Yeah.
Like, what can we? All right, come on, everyone, no bad ideas. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
Some guys are like, Falcon Eye. And they're like, what the fuck's that? And they're
Yeah,
like, well,
Falcon Eye.
these dials got run under a machine. Should we pretend we did it on purpose? But then, honestly, that's kind of a throwback to like what 60s and 70s Rolexes
Oh, that
were.
old wood dial.
There were all kinds of weird mistakes.
Remember that wood dial?
Yeah. Error
weird.
dials, wood dials,
Oh, yeah.
colored dials. There was
Yeah.
just lots of different kinds of stuff. And I like that stuff.
I do too.
That's
man.
what, I mean, that's kind of what made Rolex collectible, is the weird stuff.
Totally.
The inconsistencies, the dials that change color really fast. Like, oh, this factory made these dials and they fucked up the chemicals, so they all turn brown. Like, I think that stuff's interesting because, let's be honest, you're not really buying it to dive.
No.
You're not
No.
buying it to have it as a tool watch. People that have like legit jobs that require a specific tough kind of watch, they're not buying a Rolex. They're buying a big ass thick Seiko.
Look at this. And I just found this. And I didn't see this till you got here. In the midst of the Rolex very quietly updated the Deep Sea collection. So quietly, in fact, we almost missed it, which I did.
Yeah.
But not quite enough. Here it is. High level. At high level, this is the same Deep Sea we know, 44 millimeter steel on an oyster bracelet with ring lock indicator on an outer track dial. There are two models, one in black dial configuration, the other in blue gradient green, which is known as the James Cameron. So what changed? The little things. Rolex slimmed down the bezel ever so slightly to feature the chamfered sapphire crystal. Wow.
Okay.
The date window has been upsized by 8%, resulting in a date itself also being larger. The watch continues to feature a titanium case back. And let's see. The brand also says the Chromalight display has been optimized. That one feature that has been removed. Gone is the flip lock dive extension on the bracelet, which previously allowed an extra unsnap of the bracelet to aid fitting over wetsuits.
Which no one in the world used.
Yeah. This is also gone from the Sea Dweller, which, by the way, they're still making that red logoed Sea Dweller, the anniversary one, the 43 millimeter.
Weird.
Yeah.
And that nasty two-tone one?
Yeah, they're fucking still making that.
They must sell them. I don't know.
Oh, man, that's so weird because I don't ever see one.
No.
For sale. I've never seen one in the wild.
Nope.
I've never hear anybody talking about it.
I don't even see them for sale.
Yeah, that's so weird, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, they just kind of upgraded that. That's the one Hurl wants because he loves James Cameron.
Yeah, it's just too fucking big.
It's giant. Are you kidding me? It's giant.
It's a tuna can.
Yeah.
And that's not even me with a tiny wrist. It's just too big.
It is a tuna can.
At 44 millimeters, get a Panerai. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're way cheaper. The case is cooler looking.
And
you
way
can get
lighter.
You can get all black. It's cool.
Yeah, and you can get that fucking red, the one made of carbon fiber.
Yeah,
that I
super
love.
light.
Ooh. Well, that's some of the releases this year. I'm sure there's a bunch more, but these are the ones that we care about.
At this point, if you're not a wealthy person like me and Dean, we are middle-class comedians.
Yeah.
I love this IWC I got. I love, I love old Seikos. I love that, what's it called? That old Citizen I have. Like, I think it's part of just getting a little older.
Yeah.
You're not trying to show off in the same way, and no one looks at you anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I buy watches I think are personally cool looking and that I can like afford and I don't have to worry about. I don't want to wear something that I have to worry about.
Well, also, now Rolex is just an Instagram photo.
Yeah.
Look at this, bling, bling. Look what I got. But before, when we loved them, they weren't, they cost money, but they weren't fucking like, meant you were rich.
Well, you wouldn't Instagram a Submariner 10 years ago. It would look kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you got a sub. That's not a Patek. Who cares,
everyone can get a sub.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a big floss situation.
Yeah, you
it was
got
just
a Ben
like
Bridge, and you get on credit. You pay for 3 years.
Yeah, it was just a watch. Like, oh, you do all right.
Yeah,
you were into watches. Like that was it. And now it's just a big Instagram show off thing.
That's all it is.
And if you think about it, the karma of being a show off is now people will steal it from you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, like that, I think what we're seeing is essentially the inverse of that behavior, where it's like, look at me, look how much I have. It's like, oh, you have that much extra? I will take some.
Yeah. I guess you don't need it all. You know?
Literally, you have insurance. It's like it's similar to the way people like don't care about stealing from a bank or insurance fraud. You're like, fuck them. Like, I don't care. I'll steal from J. Crew. Who cares?
Yeah.
They can afford it. It's that mentality.
It is. And what a fucking perfect time for the Omega Speedmaster Swatch collab, man.
What a smart thing to do.
And shout out to the dummies that paid $5,000 or $2,800 for yours on eBay, because Swatch keeps telling you, nope,
guys,
these are not limited.
They're not limited. The Moon one's going to be hardest to get because it's the simplest looking one. It looks the most like a Speedmaster.
Right.
Just hang in there. You're going to get one.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it all the time.
I'm going to wear it all the time. I'm getting the Earth, which is the green, kind of moss green.
Yeah, get more than one.
Yeah, Jordan Almond.
What, $600 with sales tax?
Yeah, for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're $249.
Yeah.
So you get,
There should be, if they had a discount to buy like all of them, you're like, that's not a bad buy.
Yeah, and Hodiki said that if you bought them all, it would be $3,000.
Yeah.
You got 11 watches.
Yeah, and then like it'll break, and then you take it back into Swatch. You're like, mine broke. They'll just hand you a new one.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just, I'm sure like the super high end watch connoisseurs who really care about complicated movements are like, this is dumb. But for the regular folks like us who aren't incredibly wealthy, it's a really fun thing that they did. And I love that Velcro band that says like Omega Swatch. Everyone loves a crossover now. It's like an old, Cartier Rolex or something for regular folks.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. What do you got going? You got some more art going?
Yeah, if you want to see my art, go to my Instagram at Kevin G. Christy. If you want to see some jokes, you can follow me on Twitter, same name. I'm always at the Comedy Store. That's it, man.
Yeah. I'll be at the Comedy Store Saturday night. And then looks like Cabo San Lucas, April 8, 9. Kevin didn't
Without
want to go. Kevin did not want to go.
Kevin does not enjoy travel. I avoid travel at all costs.
And so when I go, Kev, you want to do Cabo? No. It was so fast. I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't believe it.
I also said no to my friend was like, hey, do you want to go to Disneyland Friday? No, I do not.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I don't want to go there.
And I think he's even going to spring for like the fancy thing. I was like,
yeah.
I'm good. I have avoided COVID up until now. I'm not getting into Disneyland.
You didn't get COVID?
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
Pretty
badass.
cool.
Hell yeah. What a badass.
Yeah.
What a fucking pussy you are. No COVID.
Guess what? Hating fun equals not getting COVID.
Yeah. Hating fun. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for coming over, dude. And it was so good to see you. And hats off to these, Rolex for doing some fun stuff and Tudor for smashing it again. Tudor is just going to continue to kill over and over. They did the Panda last year, the Daytona Panda looking thing. They did the fucking Black Bay 58 and 39 millimeter.
They're keeping it fun, keeping it affordable.
Yep. All right, guys, candles lit. Thanks for tuning into The Grail. Please subscribe on iTunes and leave a review. Try that. Leave a review. I'm trying to get some more reviews on The Grail here and spread the word. And there are Grail shirts on DeanDelRey.com, along with those collector item Dark Fonzie shirts and some Gertie shirts and all kinds of stuff. DeanDelRey.com. Patreon is DeanDelRey.com/DeanDelRey for all kinds of bonus episodes. See ya.